welcome back to the signature Scale Your Small Business process. I'm so excited to go on this 17-week journey with you, and we are currently in week 2. We're going to talk about the second pillar within the 9 fundamental steps to truly scale your small business. This pillar is called evaluation and assessment. And what's exciting about this is we're going to dive into some things that are very important to your business. And I feel like a lot of times businesses gloss over this because it's not the pretty stuff. It's not the fun stuff. Have you ever heard that saying that you have to slow down to speed up? This is exactly what I'm talking about. If you have ever heard me keynote or talk before, you know the story of a failed business partnership that I had. It went on for 10 years. I had invested my entire being into this business. There was a succession plan in place. My boss, whose business I was going to buy, was going to retire. I was going to take over his business, and I had my entire life mapped out. And if you know me, you know that I love to plan ahead. So things were on track. But unbeknownst to me, I got notified, along with everyone else in the company, that he was selling the business. Just not to me. I didn't even get the courtesy of a personal conversation. I got it in an email. Yes, a 2-minute email. My entire world, my professional world fell apart. I went from, this is what I've worked so hard for. This is my plan. This is what we've committed to everything changing in 2 minutes. Now, looking back, that actually was a gift. But if you know most things at the time, it doesn't seem like a gift. It actually was devastating to me. That level of trust that was completely gone, everything in my world changed. But what happened looking back on that was that I realized that I got really super excited about the deal, that I failed to dig into some of the details. And those details were really into the foundational health of his business. Looking back, I didn't do a good job into checking into everything. And like they say, hindsight is 20/20. And of course, looking back, seeing all the other times that he had tried to sell that business and what happened when people dug further, I realized it wasn't a good deal. It was actually a gift that he took it out from under me. It was one of those blessing in disguises for sure. Now, I can take all the blame and say that it was my fault, that I didn't do the due diligence. There was so many things that I didn't do wrong because I let my excitement overshadow my realistic mind. But here's the bottom line. The person that I almost went into business with, if he would have been better at documenting and understanding all the things, he would have plugged a ton of gaps that would have potentially kept me from falling flat on my face. And that's actually what happened with some other people that tried to buy the business. When they dug into it and realized it wasn't all it was cracked up to be, they were lucky enough to say, okay, I'm out too. So if you're anything like me, which you might be because you've been listening over these last year and a half, you're probably very similar to me in that you're just go, go, go. You might never take the time to pause, catalog and inventory what you have. Is there any problems with that? Because I think there are. I think there's 2 big problems with that. One, if something happens to you, your business is totally at risk. That's not a good scaling strategy at all. And number 2, it's kind of like the reality is you don't know what best practices are across every aspect of your business. So until you understand and document what you have, that's a foundation for bringing other people in that can look at that and give you feedback on this is good, this is bad, here's how to improve. But if you don't have that baseline, it's really, really hard to engage other people to help you move forward. And if you're going to scale your business, you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. You're going to need help. So by taking time to pause and look at your current systems, you're going to be able to close all those gaps. And that's actually what we're going to be talking about in a couple weeks, is closing the gaps. But right now, let's focus on assessing where you're currently at. So this week's exercise idea, which next week we're going to get questions. So if you have questions, make sure you drop them in the comment box below in YouTube, or send me a message over on Instagram if you're listening on iTunes, Stitcher, or anywhere that you listen to podcasts. Make sure you send me your questions because I would love to share them with our community next week. So this week's exercise, we're going to do a systems inventory audit. Now, what does that look like? You're like, holy smokes, systems inventory. Those are some big words. What the heck are you talking about? Basically, it's all the systems that you currently use in your business. So are you currently using a CRM? Are you using a scheduling software? Do you use Google? What do you use for email? Do you have a phone system, or are you still using your cell phone? Anything that you use for business, we're going to look at. We really want to dive deeper into that and see, is there something missing? Do we need to add anything? Do we need to delete anything? I mean, just the other day, I realized that I had set up a program on automatic payment and completely forgotten about it. I mean, hello, that's a rookie mistake. So this is an opportunity for you to look at everything, see what you've got. Are you currently using it? Do you need to get rid of it? Or do you just need to remind yourself and start using it because it's really awesome? Because that's what just happened to me. So by doing this systems inventory audit, you're going to look at all these systems. And this could be as simple as just writing it down in a notebook, saying, this is what I'm currently using. Now, there's so many different aspects of business. There's marketing, there's IT, there's customer service, there's all sorts of different things. So I don't want you to make this more complicated than it needs to be. Just write down everything that you're currently using as you go about your day-to-day over this week. Shoot me a message at the end of the week, and then we're going to talk about all your comments and questions in next week's Q&A episode. I hope to see you back here to chat about all the systems audits that we're going to do together.